Charles Leclerc has sparked rumours about the possibility of him and Lewis Hamilton joining forces as Formula One teammates in a recent interview. As fans of the sport, do we take what he said as a hint that he wants to be paired with the 7-time world champion? Stick around, hear what he had to say, and decide for yourself in today's video. There has been extensive speculation regarding Hamilton's future at Mercedes, as the team has encountered difficulties in developing a competitive car in 2022 and has fallen significantly behind Red Bull this season. As a result, the 7-time world champion has been strongly associated with Ferrari, especially after expressing his regret about never having driven for the Scuderia in the past. Both parties have now downplayed these rumours, and it appears highly likely that the British driver will indeed renew his contract with Toto Wolff's team. This development would effectively quash any possibility of an enticing partnership with Leclerc, who achieved a second-place finish in the standings last season, trailing only Max Verstappen. But the future of Charles Leclerc is now uncertain as well, as his own team is currently facing turmoil. His recent frustrations were intensified by a disappointing 11th place finish at the Spanish Grand Prix, where he expressed dissatisfaction with the handling of his car. Journalist and former F1 team boss Peter Windsor had previously initiated a discussion regarding the possibility of a partnership, but this scenario would involve Leclerc switching teams rather than Hamilton joining Ferrari. For those of you that missed it, he shared his thoughts on his YouTube channel, saying, "If you said to Charles right now, if he was here and you're having dinner tonight privately, who would you rather have in the other Merc if you're going to go, George or Lewis? He'd say Lewis for sure." Leclerc has shown support and maybe even a little excitement for that idea when asked about his opinion on Hamilton potentially joining Ferrari. He responded by saying, "If I say yes, I imagine it being the title of every newspaper. Lewis is such an incredible driver, has achieved so much in the sport, so I think anybody on the grid would love to have Lewis as a teammate, as everybody would learn a lot from him. But again, I'm happy where I am, and with Carlos Sainz, it's a great relationship too." The upgrades to the W14 cars have given a boost to Hamilton's aspirations of securing an unprecedented 8th world title. Following the team's exceptional performance over the weekend in Barcelona, he expressed optimism and spoke favourably about the progress made by the team, marking it as their best weekend of the season. "A big thank you to everyone back at the factory for continuing to push and bringing us a little bit closer to the Bulls," he said. "They're still a little bit ahead, but we will keep chasing them down. They're still a little bit ahead, but we will keep chasing them down. But this is an amazing result. George did a great job today as well." Is Lewis Hamilton holding off on contract negotiations because he is considering retirement? According to Jenson Button, it would be beneficial for both Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton to participate in other motorsport categories in order to solidify their status as all-time greats. Hamilton and Verstappen have dominated the sport, winning 8 of the last 9 Drivers' Championships collectively. While both drivers have been fully committed to Formula One since the start of their careers, they have not expressed interest in competing in other motorsport disciplines right now due to the demanding schedule of Grand Prix events. The future aspirations of Verstappen and Hamilton beyond Formula One remain uncertain, and it is unclear whether they will pursue their interests in other motorsport disciplines, as numerous F1 champions have done in the past. While Hamilton has previously indicated his lack of interest in participating in other racing series, Verstappen has mentioned the possibility of targeting events like Le Mans after his Formula One career. However, definitive decisions regarding their post-F1 endeavours are yet to be made. Button expressed his preference for considering a Formula One driver as a true great if they have taken part in events beyond Formula One. According to his perspective, engaging in other racing competitions outside of F1 would further enhance their stature as exceptional drivers in the sport. He told The Times, "There's every possibility that Max Verstappen could go down as the greatest, but I like the idea that you can't be the best driver in the world if you haven't stepped outside of F1. Fernando has done a phenomenal job. He left F1 and came and raced in Le Mans and Daytona, won both, then won Le Mans again. I don't think his performance has dropped away in his 40s. Should Sir Lewis decide to quit the sport, Mick Schumacher is patiently waiting for an opportunity to step in and potentially take over from him at Mercedes. As contract negotiations between Hamilton and the Silver Arrows team continue to drag on, The British driver has not yet confirmed his future with the constructor beyond this season. In the meantime, Schumacher remains ready and prepared to seize the chance to rank up in Mercedes if it arises. Schumacher was signed by Mercedes last year to serve as their reserve driver. This opportunity came after the young driver was let go by Haas following 2 seasons marked by challenging performances. Schumacher is gradually becoming a familiar presence in the Mercedes garage and has been photographed alongside Toto Wolff in the Silver Arrows team area. In preparation for the recent race in Barcelona, Schumacher played a significant role on the simulator for Mercedes. This contribution proved valuable as both George Russell and Hamilton secured podium finishes during the weekend. With a busy schedule of races ahead, there is a possibility that Schumacher could be considered as a replacement driver for teams in need. A seat at Mercedes could be one of 6 potential options for his return to racing. And now for more news about the W14. George Russell has suggested that the upcoming British Grand Prix could see Mercedes unveil another significant set of updates for their W14 car, following their successful upgrades in Spain. While Mercedes introduced several improvements to their car in Monaco, their first real test on a conventional circuit took place at Barcelona during the previous weekend. The team's efforts paid off as they secured their first double podium finish of the season, with Russell finishing 3rd and 2nd behind his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Despite the positive performance, team boss Toto Wolff acknowledged that the cool weather conditions played a role in optimizing the car's performance, thus tempering expectations. As Mercedes strives to improve their performance after a slower-than-expected start to the 2023 season, they are actively pursuing significant modifications to the design concept of the W14 car. The team is making wholesale changes in order to address their performance concerns. Looking ahead, George Russell hinted that the British Grand Prix, which is both his and Lewis Hamilton's home race, could be an event to watch for potential updates that the team might introduce in early July. Russell shared this information during an interview with Sky Sports in Barcelona. Yeah, Silverstone we're excited for. I think we'll be in a good place there to fight for a good result. We might have a couple more things coming for Silverstone, but we need to not get too carried away with just this one result. The team have done an amazing job to bring these upgrades. I think Aston and Ferrari probably underperformed a little bit in the race today, so let's see what the next races bring, but definitely a great step forward. Andrew Chauvelin, the trackside engineering director at Mercedes, echoed Toto Wolff's viewpoint that the team's car performed well at the Barcelona circuit because it played to their inherent strengths. Chauvelin acknowledged that the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix will present a distinct set of challenges for Mercedes. Consequently, he expressed that he does not anticipate an immediate overhaul to surpass Red Bull Racing in the near future. He said, "The fact is that the update kit works very well around circuits like Barcelona with a lot of high-speed performance, although the car itself probably would have been okay there because we've been better at the fast circuits than front-limited tracks. So we ended up with a really good balance, really good race pace." Now, where we're going to go next week, Montreal, it's a very different circuit. Low speed corners, quite a lot of straight line full throttle, and we would expect more of a challenge there. So we're not thinking that we'll be going in nipping at the heels of Red Bull. We're going in there prepared for a battle with Ferrari, Aston Martin, maybe even Alpine. What do you make of Charles Leclerc's comments about Lewis Hamilton? Do you agree with Jenson Button's criteria for being called a great? Is the W14 ready to go toe-to-toe with Red Bull come Silverstone? Tell us what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.